TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are not live, but you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells, man. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. Right behind me, you see it. Warning screen, just in case. Twitch.com is where you can catch a live stream. Usernames at the bottom of the screen. Patreon, Monday through Sunday. Premier League highlights, UK TV shows, and an occasional movie. Very occasional. Very, very. Don't forget, man, we got a new show starting on Patreon. I don't know what it is yet. We're doing the voting now. So if you're a Patreoner, go on there and get your votes in. East London's Deadliest Gang, Manor Park. This is by UK Drill Plug. Talk to me.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No copyright infringement intended. All rights belong to their respective owners.
True.
Note, all of the opinions used within this video are mine alone. Everything in this video has been taken from publicly available sources, and any footage or video used falls under the doctrine of fair use. I have made every effort to ensure all of the sources used within this video are accurate. However, I am not responsible for content that third parties publish. Without further ado, sit back and enjoy today's video. Now, in today's video, we are traveling to East London, more specifically the London borough of Newham, which in 2023 was statistically ranked the second most dangerous borough among the 31 others that make up the city of London. In 2023, the crime rate within the London borough of Newham was around 135 crimes per 1,000 people, this coming in 32% higher than the London rate of 103 crimes per 1,000 people. During a 2021 census, the population within Newham was estimated to have been around 350,000 residents, currently living in and around the area. What a lot of these people currently living in and around Newham are unaware of, however, is the fact that dozens of street gangs have been controlling the streets of Newham for decades. One of these crews, in fact, are rumored and confirmed to be behind multiple violent attacks in the area, with a large amount of the membership facing life behind bars for some of the deadliest attacks in Newham. This, of course, being the OM crew from the area of Manor Park, E12. Before I start this video, however, YouTube says only 8% of you are subscribed, so if you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe as it helps out the channel. But without further ado, sit
That's how it be. Small number be subscribed.
back and enjoy this video.
A news conference after a shooting that left 2 people dead and a 3rd critically injured. Let's just listen in. Two people dead and a 3rd critically injured. Let's just listen in.
Got chinged and he still ain't rid. I know Jerusalem's got him inside. Shit, then fuck, I ain't telling no lies. Boyfriend and girlfriend.
It just hit me when I was just watching bro perform a song from behind bars. People be in jail serving life, still talking about, still rapping about this, still trying to let they ops know. Like, you in jail for life. Go learn your lesson. Or, you gotta think about it both ways. Like, dang, I'm in here for life. I might as well be as diabolical as I can for as long as I can, right? But you know, life in the UK is like 18 years. Then you up for parole. So, you know, it's either 2 ways you can go. You can be in there chilling, or you can be in there, you know, still causing havoc.
I got 23 years, and I'll get another 23 years to kill her up. When it comes to killing her up.
Now, Manor Park.
See what I'm saying? Like, bro is not in there learning any lessons.
Or OM, which stands for Only Manor and Original Manor, is a gang based around the Little Ilford estate within Manor Park. The gang is also often referred to as 12th, as its territory is based within the E12 postcode of Newham. The older generation of Manor Park are believed to have gone under the name SQ, or Square, which was another street gang based around the Warrior Square estate, also within Manor Park. However, it is now believed that the main gang in the area is that of OM, or Manor Park, which has become one of the most feared and deadliest gangs in the borough. The OM gang...
And I get it, like, once it's up, it's stuck, you know what I'm saying? But, like, at the same time, dang, you stuck behind bars for 23. let's reflect. Let's think about what got me here. God, hey.
Has a rivalry with Drillford from Ilford, 6th or ACG from Beckton and Custom House, both being from Southside Newham, whilst the gang is affiliated with most of the Northside Newham gangs. Manor Park's main rappers include Farmer 12, who is currently serving life for a murder, and most prominently M12, who has recently even went on to collaborate with the Brixton-based rapper M24 from the 150 crew.
Oh, that's I thought they was like, their names was meant something. Like that they was close. No, okay, I forgot. M24 is 150 and M12 was from 12. All right, got it. M12, nice.
Garnering hundreds of thousands of views. Now that I have explained what the Manor Park-based gang OM is, I can now delve into why they have become the most feared and dangerous gang in East London. This factor resulting in the membership of the Manor Park gang being in and out of jail for some of the craziest crimes I think I have discussed on this channel. Now, in February 2017, 2 members of the Manor Park gang, as well as a CGE member, would target an ex-professional British boxer known as Michael Watson. The trio used a car and spied on Mr. Watson whilst he traveled through Chingford within the E4 postcode. Michael Watson's car was then stopped by the trio of gang members. The gang then punched as well as kicked the occupants of the car, even going on to attempt to steal the car. However, after a few minutes, the defendants gave up, leaving a bottle of acid in the front of the car and fleeing seconds later. An investigation was later launched, and 2 Manor Park members, known as Skeets as well as Skates, would be arrested, as well as a third man, believed to be from the CGE gang, known on—
Y'all don't leave like legends alone? I kind of understand, like, if it's a current person doing their thing, but, like, a legend, he, like, 60.
under the name A3. All 3 were charged and found guilty with a combined sentence of 54 years.
Damn.
It's even known that Skeets was a rapper before the incident, having tracks alongside rappers from Beckton, which is crazy, as only around a month following this attempted robbery, a 6th member would be killed by Manor Park gang members in a case of mistaken identity, resulting in both 6th and Manor Park, or OM, having a deadly and—
Sometimes, like, I feel like you gotta read between the lines. Like, if you're a rapper, if you from the streets and you're a rapper, like, I understand, like, the streets is ingrained in your thought process, but somebody in your group, somebody, a big homie, somebody gotta realize the potential, you know what I'm saying? And be like, nah, we can't let him, we gotta lock in on this. We making it out with this. Like, somebody, there has to be that, like, if you're good, like, they gotta be like, nah, like, and me reading in between the lines means if you still in the streets and rapping and your homies ain't telling you, nah, you got potential, then you trash. You're not a good rapper. Question mark. Let me make sure I put the question mark. Is that what that mean? Your homies don't think you good enough to rap, so they just letting you still do diabolical stuff outside.
bloody rivalry. On the 7th of April 2017,
Or not taking your charges or something.
16-year-old Kareem Sams, who was known as Lil Jumbo and was allegedly affiliated with the 6th gang from Beckton, would be walking to meet a friend near Pier Parade within North Woolwich, E16. Whilst he was out, a group of Manor Park gang members would be lurking in a nearby car, looking for rivals. The Manor Park members noticed 16-year-old Lil Jumbo as well as another man. 2 OM members then exited the car, walking toward Lil Jumbo, before opening fire on him. Lil Jumbo was sadly struck in the chest by the oncoming gunfire, whilst the other man was also hit but survived, with the Manor Park members fleeing seconds later. Emergency services arrived on the—
Oh, so they ain't staying over. They ain't standing over. Question mark.
scene seconds later. However, sadly, at around 10:30 p.m., 16-year-old Kareem Sams, or Lil
R.I.P.
Jumbo, was pronounced dead, with a murder investigation being launched. Originally, 2 teenagers were arrested in connection to the murder, although they were later released as there was insufficient evidence, with the murder going unsolved, meaning that his killers are probably still out there. Rest in peace, Lil Jumbo, or Kareem Sams. Following the death of Lil Jumbo, the gangs aligned with Beckton, or 6th, began to rival Manor Park. As remember, Lil Jumbo was allegedly aligned with the 6th gang, while
Yeah, blood is shed. Once blood is shed, it's up.
His killers were supposedly Manor Park members, with it being rumored that the murder was a case of mistaken identity. Rest in peace, Lil Jumbo. Now, at the beginning of 2019, 2 Manor Park members would be recorded on CCTV walking outside of a convenience store within Ilford. Whilst walking, the pair noticed a rival gang member in the shop. Both Manor...
Brother, this is peak COVID times. During COVID, man, there's a lot going on.
Park members then entered the shop carrying large machetes, this being when they launched an attack on the rival, who was stabbed multiple times, with the cashier even beginning to ward off the attackers, who fled seconds later. Police and emergency services were then called to the scene moments following the attack. Upon arriving on the scene, a 19-year-old was found with multiple stab injuries. He was rushed to hospital, where his wounds were assessed as non-life-threatening, luckily surviving. Just a few months following this, in April 2019, a well-known and loved member of OM or Manor Park known as who was believed to have been changing his life around and distancing himself from the gang life, would be noticed by a group of rival Drillford members who retrieved...
You can do that. You can change your life around, but you have to move. I'm gonna be real. You can't stay in your hood trying to change your life around. Like, if the money is there, you need to move. Like, you can't be a known affiliate or a known... Affiliate and gang member are the same thing. You can't be like, I firmly believe that you can't have no non-affiliation and you live in the hood and you hang out with them and you be outside with them hanging, kicking it. Like, it's one and the same. You gotta move if you're trying to change your life around, because your ops don't forget. It's for life for them. Even if it's not for life for you, it's for life for them. There's especially the ones that are tryhards in the gang that will never give up. They doing this to the death.
Guns and knives. Niz was then chased before he was both shot and stabbed by the rival Drillford members, sadly dying on the scene, with another murder investigation being launched. Although it is believed that no one was charged in connection to this murder. Rest in peace, Niz. Due to Niz being a prominent figure in Manor Park, his friends planned a retaliation, and only 2 months later in June 2019, sadly, another person would be killed by Manor Park member.
Y'all see the cycle though? One lost life, you spend for that. Then you get your get back, but now the ops, they spinning back again. It's a never-ending cycle.
On the 30th of June 2019, 2 Manor Park members, being Farmer 12 and Snipes, would be riding around in southeast London when they noticed an alleged associate of the rival Drillford crew, known as OS. OS was chased by the 2 Manor Park gang members, who both by this point had retrieved machetes, eventually catching up to OS, who was sadly stabbed 17 times all over the body in front of a home that actually had an active doorbell camera, which recorded the entire altercation. Both Farmer 12 and Snipes then fled after the attack, going on to burn the car used in the attack.
They bait face?
Leaving 18-year-old OS to die on the scene. An investigation was later launched by police, who arrested and charged both Farmer 12 and Snipes days after the attack. Following a full trial, Farmer 12 as well as Snipes would both be found guilty and sentenced to life with a minimum of 21 and 23 years. Rest in peace, OS. In March 2020, Manor Park rapper M12 would release his debut track titled Pop Them Doors. Within this track, M12 mentioned that Manor Park members weren't afraid to run around Newham with weapons and attack rivals in broad daylight. Following this up by mentioning that 2 rivals were killed by Manor Park, and if you didn't believe him, you should check the news, as well as stating that he saw 4 of his rivals running with their knives. Following this up by stating that they still got chefed or stabbed. This song actually did numbers for M12.
Sounds incriminating, if you ask me.
Garnering around 365,000 views, which was very impressive for an underground UK.
Did they stop that in the UK? Like, you can't use music lyrics anymore?
Drill rapper. Later on in November 2020, however, a Manor Park member known as S. Loose, as well as 2 others, would notice an alleged rival known as Yellow, who was believed to be aligned with the Drillford gang. Sadly, Yellows would fall victim to the endless gang feud that has plagued the streets of East London. On the 1st of November 2020, Manor Park member S. Loose, as well as 2 others, would be riding around in a car, looking for rivals. The trio noticed Yellow, who was riding his bike around East London. The trio then drove into Yellow, who was knocked off his bike and fell to the floor. 2 Manor Park members then exited the car and shot Yellow in the head twice, killing him almost instantly. The defendants then fled, noticing another man a few minutes later. This man was also then shot by the Manor Park members. Police and emergency services arrived on the scene moments after both shootings, launching a murder investigation.
I ain't gonna lie, they got a lot of pipes over here. This Newham got the Manor Park area. They got them. They got them blicks. This is the first time I watched one of these and heard this much firearm talk, firearm incidents.
S. Luce from Manor Park was arrested days following both shootings and was identified as the driver. S. Luce was in fact the only one arrested and was later found guilty and was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 35 years. Rest in peace, Yellow. Following this, on the 23rd of April 2021, 14-year-old Fairs Maatou, who was not involved with any gangs in the area, would step in for his friend, who was fighting a Manor Park younger. Fairs Maatou was sadly stabbed in the head by the Manor Park member. He was then
I understand he wanted to back his bro, man, but it's like a sticky situation, man. Like, your boy is in a gang. And at this point, like, he's dealing with gang politics right now. He's dealing with gang stuff. And you put yourself in a mix and got blended. Like, it's a valiant thing he did, but it's like also like your homie bogus for even bringing you outside knowing he got active beef. And he knew you, but he knew you was gonna ride no matter what, and he put you in the mix. He bogus. Y'all, I mean, it could go both ways, but your homie that's a gangbanger bogus.
Then struck multiple times with metal poles, with the attacker fleeing on his scooter. Sadly, Fairs was pronounced dead seconds later, with yet another murder investigation being launched. In the end, 2 Manor Park members, both age 16, would be arrested and were found guilty of the murder of Fairs Maatou, eventually being...
But that's how it go. That's what I go back to say, man. It's no such thing as being a non-affiliate when you got gang member friends and you hang out with them. Like, there's no such thing. You in it.
sentenced to life with a minimum of 13 years, as well as 11 years. Rest in peace, Fairs Maatou. Following this, in August 2021, a 20-year-old man from Plaistow was shot dead by an attacker who fled seconds later. An investigation was swiftly launched. 3 men have since been arrested, with it being rumored that they may have been Manor Park gang members, but are yet to be sentenced. So I won't really speak on the case. It's not known, however, if the person gunned down was involved with any rivalries in the area, with some stating he was not involved and was innocent, whilst others have different opinions. Either way, however, rest in peace. Now, during this time, no one from the Manor Park gang was really making music. However, members from the Drillford gang, which directly rivaled Manor Park, would in fact be making music. Example being Clumsy, who released the track titled Clumsy Guy in April 2021, as well as 36, who dropped the track Minimum 3 in November 2021. Another prominent rapper from Drillford was that of Giddy, who was often seen rapping on social media. However, Giddy was in fact a target for Manor Park members, who had previously attacked him on multiple occasions. And in October 2022, sadly, Giddy would fall victim to the streets in a shocking attack carried out by Manor Park that shocked nearby communities. On the 25th of October 2022, Drillford member Giddy, as well as his cousin, Zach, who wasn't involved with the local gangs, would be sitting in a trap house on Henley Road.
Once again, Zach, I know that's your fam. You want to kick it with your family, and of course, 100% you got your family back, but you kicking it in the T. When bro got known ops, he's on a known, he's known for possibly getting spun on.
Zach, who wasn't involved with the local gangs. 22. Drillford member Giddy, as well as his cousin, Zach, who wasn't involved with the local gangs, would be sitting in a trap house on Henley Road, Ilford. What the group inside the house didn't know, however, was the fact that Manor Park members got the drop on the house and were planning to ambush Giddy. At around midnight on the 25th of October 2022, 2 cars containing Manor Park members parked outside of the home. One of the gang members exited the car wearing a Joker mask. This Manor Park member then approached the front of the house, letting off shots through the entrance of the home. Giddy and Zach were both shot and stabbed dozens of times, with it being believed that Giddy was shot 4 times and was stabbed 28 times all over the body. Both him and his cousin Zach were sadly pronounced dead on the scene, with a further 2 men being taken to hospital where they luckily survived. The attackers fled seconds later, with police arriving and launching a murder investigation.
I know it's different, like, I know the rules is different, but like in Chicago, man, me personally, I wasn't going nowhere without my fire. I had the regular clip in it and I had the 30 because this is all legal where I was at. You know what I'm saying? You had to have a backup because, you know, you're dealing with people who ride around with 50s with drums. So you, like, I can't, and we always lock doors. No door is unlocked, and I know stuff can go through doors. But me, like, if I'm in the T, I'm slight paranoid. I'm watching the door. I'm looking out. I'm peeking out the window from a safe spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I don't know what he did, or if he was looking out the window, if he was like on his P's and Q's. If I would have peeked, I'm telling you, if I would have peeked out the window and I seen somebody jump out, walk towards the house in a Joker mask, I'm instantly up and pole. And I'm staying dangerous. Trust me.
5 Manor Park members have since been arrested and charged for the double murder. However, one of them was instead charged with perverting the course of justice, as he had allegedly burned the car used in the attack. Rest in peace, both Giddy and Zach. Following the murder of Giddy, Manor Park members began to heavily disrespect him. Example being one of the Manor Park members who actually was found guilty and given 38 years for the murder of Giddy. This member took to Snapchat and posted this. The reality of this is that the person posting this will be serving life in prison, whilst everyone around him moves on in their life. Whether that's starting a family or creating a business, this just
it's facts. That is the reality.
Showing how pointless the road and gang life is. Rest in peace, both Giddy and Zach. Shortly after this incident, at the start of 2023, a group of Manor Park members would get into a physical altercation with rivals from the Ferry Lane gang, believed to be from Tottenham. The two groups quickly retrieved knives, sadly resulting in a triple stabbing. With police and emergency services arriving seconds later, 3 men were taken to hospital and luckily survived. During 2023, M12 from Manor Park began to take the UK drill scene seriously, releasing a track titled 100K, this blowing up and garnering around 1.1 million views, which was insane. He saw this success and followed this release up with a track titled Habits, sitting on around 400,000 views. In May 2023, however, an alleged Manor Park member pled guilty to supplying Class
The first time I heard M12 was, I believe, I could be wrong, maybe before, but it was a long time, was just recently with M24. I thought he was nice.
A drugs from November 2017 to November 2021, with it being believed that the member sold a total of 60,000 pounds worth of drugs during that 4-year period. However, the overall drug scheme allegedly made around 7 million pounds, as a group of gang members were handling around
60 bands in 4 years, that's minimum wage.
140 kilograms of Class A drugs. I couldn't find, however, when this member was sentenced. As of most recently in March 2024, an article was published in relation to the Little Ilford estate, which is the estate that the Manor Park gang is based on. The article read, "Tenants scared on Newham Council's Little Ilford estate," with the tenants stating that the estate was under siege by drug dealers, as well as drug users and prostitutes, who often left needles around the estate and used drugs in broad daylight on the estate. Since this, M12 from Manor Park has been consistently releasing UK drill songs and gaining hundreds of thousands of views on each song.
Like 12th Street, or that's what M12 is, from 12th Street, right? In Manor Park. They should be backing him. We know he was on road. He was diabolical. He was outside. But bro has the potential to get people, to get the gang on the other side. They should not be allowing this man to be outside doing diabolical stuff, going on drills, spinning people's blocks. They should be telling that man, no, we're going to get the funds, we're going to get you in the studio, we're going to make videos for you. Period. That should be that. There shouldn't be no other statements.
Released. In August 2024, he released a track featuring Felly titled Slime, this garnering 250,000 views. M12 followed this up with a track featuring M24 titled Jason Bourne, garnering 250,000 views in only 3 weeks, with some even commenting that this was a motorway link-up in relation to both of the rappers' names. I really hope that M12 can take the music seriously and can make it out of the streets, as the gang life only ever leads to jail or death, and rarely anything else. Now, no other incidents have really occurred occurred within the streets, but I hope that everyone involved in this beef can focus on music and/or more positive things, instead of the roads. As realistically, this road life only ever leads to jail or death and never anything positive. These people may appear to be your friends now, but when you're riding 30 years for the same people who you think are your family, they will move on in their life
nowhere
and
to be
forget about
found.
it. So realistically, the road life is never worth
Out of 40, 50 gang members that you roll with, probably 1, 2 will contact you. Keep in touch, put money on your books.
it. As always, my thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family of anyone mentioned within this video. Rest in peace. If you enjoyed this video, make
Yeah, for sure. R.I.P. I'm already subbed up, though. See y'all, leave a like, comment.